Welcome to the Yuba City Fire Emergency Preparedness Talks. Today we'll be discussing what emergency preparedness is and why it should be important to you. If you like today's talk, follow us at Yuba City Fire on social media to learn about the actions that you can take at home and how you can engage with the Yuba City Fire Department for future emergency preparedness in your local community.
Good morning. Today you're here with the mayor and myself, Chief Alexander, talking about emergency preparedness. So we're going to ask the mayor. Mayor, can you please tell us why you feel emergency preparedness is important for the Yuba City community?
Well, thanks, Chief. Emergency preparedness is probably one of the top priorities of the city. We want to make sure that we're providing our citizens with the things that they can do to help them get through an emergency. Unfortunately, over the years, Yuba City has experienced floods, weather events, and all kinds of different things that can happen. And the better that we can be prepared as citizens to deal with that takes the burden off our emergency first responders. So there's a lot of things that we can do, and you're going to hear about those over the next few episodes of these TED Talks. But right now, I think the most important thing is understand that emergency preparedness is a responsibility of everybody, not just your fire and your police departments.
Over your career, what have you seen that has changed from as a fire chief now rolling into a mayor in regards to the emergency preparedness aspect?
Well, I think sometimes, I always call it the law of catastrophic reform, right? We kind of get lulled into a sense of complacency, if you will, in regards to, it's not a problem until it becomes a problem. And so if we can be proactive and take advantage of getting things set up ahead of time, go kits, etc., then I think we're in a much better place. And so rather than respond to a catastrophe, let's take a little effort on the front side to get ourselves prepared. And we have responsibilities as a city, but as a resident of the city, I also have some personal responsibility.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I have the opportunity over the years to travel throughout the state with a command team and participate in dealing with large-scale fires, evacuations, floods, etc. And so to me, a community that obviously has itself prepared comes out of those situations far better than one that's scrambling and sort of in the crisis mode. You're always going to be in a bit of the crisis mode, but the more that we can do ahead of time, the better off we all will be.
Can you talk about your experience with how important it is the emergency notification process and getting that message out?
Oh boy, I tell you what, that's huge. I've been in communities where there was failures with the emergency notification system, and it becomes quite the burden just getting people notified. And I've been in some communities where they had a very active and very good system. And you're going to hear about some of the things that we have here in the city to notify the residents ahead of time of an impending and or in progress emergency.
Well, thank you. As the mayor mentioned, it's essential to understand your emergency notification system. The primary way that we provide these notifications in Yuba City is through the Code Red system. There's various ways that you can register for Code Red, but we'd recommend everyone to go to the Yuba City Fire Department's website. There's 3 types of notifications. There's an evacuation warning, which lets people know that the area that they're in has a potential threat and they need to prepare for a possible evacuation order. The second is an evacuation order, which is a mandatory order to leave that area due to a threat to life or property. And finally, the last one is a shelter-in-place order, which tells you to enter your residence, close and lock your doors, and remain there until you receive a Code Red notification or a first responder comes to your door.